Hey guys, and welcome back to another Marvel's Rivals video. Recently, Hood got released a couple days ago, and I got some pretty exciting gameplay footage of him, and I'll be going over his kit. So, let's get straight into the video. So starting off with his passive, Hood's passive is called Lead Transformation. So Hood's two primary firing weapons are dual pistols, so he also gets this meter that is a charging meter that charges from 0% to 100%, and every time Hood shoots with his primary weapons, he gains increased attack speed over a certain level of his meter, and it can go up to 100%. So at 100%, he gets pretty much infinite projectiles, gets insane attack speed, and pretty much heals per shot. So this makes him a really strong tank. Since Hood is a Vanguard, he can pretty much just heal really hard and sustain throughout a fight. So yeah, this is his passive. So moving on to his other ability, which is Abyssal Veil. So Hood pretty much throws a projectile veil that looks like a wall, and any projectile that he shoots through it deals increased damage, and any enemies that kill through it is at a reduced healing rate, so it's pretty much a healing debuff for any projectile that is shot through the veil. So yeah, another ability that he has is Void Walk. So Hood turns into like a ghost-like form, and he's invulnerable in this state. He can fly into the air and gains increased movement speed over duration, and he also gets 20 plus charge on his meter. His third ability is a shield called Mantle of Oblivion. His shield protects him from projectiles, and it expands based on the meter. And his ultimate turns him into a cannon. So he shoots 6 projectiles that deals a large amount of damage per shot. So every shot can deal up to 90% of the target's HP, depending on if it's a healer or a DPS. And if it's a tank, it's pretty much a 2-shot kill. So yeah, those are his abilities in a nutshell, and yeah, let's move on to the gameplay portion of the video. Alright, so here we're moving on to gameplay footage of Hood. So we're playing Domination on Bifrost Garden, and here I am stacking my passive, so I'm at 100%, so my primary weapons turn into machine guns, and I expend my meter. So there you can see how strong he is at pushing. So here I get the enemy team off the point, and my team's on top of it. So here I re-engage at 100% using my Void Walk, and here I pretty much just pressure the team, getting their White Fox and their Invisible Woman. So good thing to know about Hood is how strong he is at like sustained DPSing, and what I mean by that is that he can consistently push without having to really rely on his abilities, because everything is in his passive. So, and his passive doesn't even have a cooldown. It's based on how many times you shoot the enemy. So another important thing to know is that every shot that he deals to an enemy is that it charges by 2. So every shot you make charges the meter by 2 per bullet. So he has, like, here I kill the Jeff, and every shot you make here, for example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so 40, 44. You see how his meter builds like per shot. So, and here I back off. I keep the pressure up. I expend my meter again. I drop the veil for that increased damage, and I'm pretty much just like, you know, just zoning off the enemy team one-sided. My team is really doing well backing me up. Mr. Fantastic is zoning with me. And yeah, so the enemy team is re-engaging. Looks like they have their ults up. So here I reposition and I use my ult. So I fly into the air, and I pretty much just use my ult there against the enemy healers on the back line. I was able to get Invisible Woman, but I didn't finish off the White Fox there. And the Emma Frost and the Penny are pretty much the only ones on point. And Emma dies, Penny dies, White Fox, and then Squirrel Girl goes. So yeah, pretty one-sided point match here. Here, Invisible Woman's pretty much fucked. And yeah, that's match 1 on domination. So here's match 2 in the throne room of Asgard. So here we pretty much just get the point one-sided. I skipped ahead because there wasn't much to show. Here the enemy team just swapped. So my DPS is Hela and Mr. Fantastic, and my healers are that Jubilee and the Invisible Woman. So here looks like the Hood is trying to get back on to the point, and you know, he pretty much, his team is pretty much just like, you know, they just are just totally like, they're just all over the place. Here is just consistent pressure, just maxing the meter, using the Veil to finish off the Invisible One with the increased damage. And yeah, it's pretty much rinse and repeat. See, the scary thing about Hood is how much damage he can deal unexpectedly, and how consistent he can be for how easy he is as a Vanguard. So I have several games on him at this point. I think I'm like 10 games in with him here. Here, the Spider-Man is like trying to get on point, but it's not working out. Here I'm chasing the Black Widow. And the Black Widow, yeah. Alright, and then Hood gets back on point. Hela's there. And yeah, this game was pretty much one-sided from the beginning. Hood is just really strong overall. Just insane pressure. I could see him being banned higher and higher. You go in ranks and in higher elo. So yeah, that was pretty much my Hood video I wanted to show you guys. I'll be showcasing more videos of him soon, and yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, right? Thanks, and see you in my next one.